counsel, you want some godly counsel that I still use and pray to this day when I'm trying to discern God's voice. The first is that feeling going away. That thing that you feel like the Lord has said to you, is it going away? Or is it, this is the term that we use in our family, is it just, all right, so we're in this series on how God's, so I'm looking in the eye and I'm just going to say, you are not here by accident today. I believe God has you here for a reason. And I believe that he wants you to leave different than the way you walk through these doors.
Welcome to Sermon Shots. Today I'm going to give you a tour. The first thing that the software is going to want to know is how you want to get your content in to work with it. And you can do that a number of different ways. You can upload from your computer or your device, and there's no file size restriction. You can give us the link and we'll go get that. You can provide us with the server and the key, and as you're streaming your content, it will automatically upload into your account, just like it does YouTube or Facebook. But no matter which one of those you choose, you'll end up with your content down below, and then you can choose any of your videos to work with and get started. To make a new one, you're going to click on the plus mark, and that's going to launch you into step 1. We only have 3 steps. Step 1 is choosing your art. We have over 1,000 of these templates, and we add 5 new ones every single week, so there is always fresh content in here. And also, if you see something you like, but you would change something about it, all of the elements on it are drag and drop, so you can make those changes easily in step 3. The template library is also filterable by size, or rather orientation, and you can also determine if you like a particular template. You can click the star on it to add it to your favorites, and that favorite star will reduce down to only those templates you have saved off. Additionally, you can filter the template library with design element tags. So maybe you want something where the speaker is very close up, and you also want to only see the templates that in addition have heavy graphics and are in that vertical format. This is just a really easy way to shrink down the template library to get closer and closer to what you're looking for. Once you have found it, grab any of the templates, click on them to select, then you move into step 2. Step 2 is where the transcription lives. Every word of the video that you upload is transcribed, and then we show it back to you in essentially a document that you can interact with here in the middle panel. It's 99% accurate. There are only a couple things that we've noticed, things like city names that are spelled differently than they're said. The transcript functions like Microsoft Word does. So if you need to make a correction, you can double click on anything, change out the spelling, and it will automatically save. Additionally, if you have a speaker who's moving very quickly and maybe it misses an A, you can put your cursor in, hit the space bar, and add that A. There's a couple different ways to choose your clips. First thing here on the left are these AI suggested clips, and this is something that Sermon Shots provides. You'll see anywhere between 5 to 15 of these suggested clips. And if you click on any of them, it will automatically select for you all the corresponding captions from the transcript. So essentially your clip's built, but we didn't want to take away your ability to make changes to our suggestions. So if you want to take a sentence out of what we've suggested, or you want to end the thought differently, you can still do that. Additionally, you can build your clips manually from a timestamp. Just scroll on the video to your minute and second, and the transcript will meet you wherever you stop, so you can visually see what was being discussed at that point. Or anything that you type into the search, we run through the entirety of the transcript and we let you know how many times we found it, and then it will jump in the transcript to your first result, as well as give you the corresponding timestamp. If that first result isn't the one you're looking for, the down arrow will take you through the other pairings. So here's result number 2 and its corresponding timestamp. And then once you have found your spot, you're going to be the one to use the addition signs to add each one of the sentences that you want to the clip that you're building. To select any of the suggested clips, click on those and then head into step 3. Step 3 is a compile, where everything that you have asked for thus far comes together. So the very first thing Sermon Shots does is it trims your video down. Maybe your original upload was well north of an hour, but your selection is maybe 18 to 30 seconds. It then places that trimmed video onto the art that you chose in step 2, and then overlays the captions from step 3 to give you a preview of your final. And as you load in, you can hit play to watch it.
We allow the church to become what the church was designed to become.
And then there are many, many changes you can make. First thing, if you want to change out the art that you selected, you can click Choose a New Template. And step number 2 will relaunch here, and you can choose a different look. As many times as you click on one of these, it will swap over live. You don't need to go back to make that change. And then you can click play again on
when
your
we
preview.
allow the church to become what the church was designed to become.
You can also swap out the colors. So when you make your Sermon Shots account, you can provide a branding kit with colors and fonts and logo, and this is where you can impact those things. The color palette displayed is a default for the template, but if you click on it, your branding colors will be located here, but the color picker and the hex codes both stay live. Exact same thing with the fonts. All of the templates have associated default fonts, but your custom fonts will remain up top, or you can upload new ones. And then we maintain a large library of Google and Microsoft fonts as well. Additionally, we don't watermark the templates, so when you upload them, they will only include your branding. With your logo, you'll only need to provide that to us once, and we automatically put that on all of your videos. You can turn it off if you don't want it, or if you click on the art that's showing, it'll prompt you for a new file, and you can move different PNGs and JPEGs in and out. Music is also built in. If you want to upload your own music, click Upload Music. Additionally, we provide a large library of copyright-free music that you can use. And whether you use something you've provided or something we've provided, you can always adjust the level of volume for that music so that you don't overrun your speaker. As I click play on the preview here, you can see that he moved off the screen. AI Camera Crew is exactly for those situations. This is essentially facial tracking or auto reframe that will lock onto your speaker, and it will follow them so that you do not ever lose them off the sides of your template, ending up with an empty view and a voice somewhere off the side. AI Camera Crew takes roughly about 30 seconds. So if you know that you have a speaker who is going to move substantially, I would encourage you to turn that on as soon as you get into step 3. And let it begin processing as you make your color and font and music choices. You can see that it's processing here. And you may not require it for all clips, but not having to choose between content and appearance is a really nice benefit of using Sermon Shots. Oh, there's AI Camera Crew. It's ready to go. So I'm going to hit play again and watch how he stays in frame.
When we allow the church to become what the church was designed to become. Because the whole world changed after Pentecost. The whole world changed because of the influence that those Christians who placed their faith in Jesus had in the world. And it should be the same thing today. That the faith I have in Jesus, my obedient walk with Him, that I would carry that out into the community and I would be an agent of change in that community.
Yeah, so you are going to be able to keep your speaker centered and keep the attention of your viewer. And then these previews are for each one of the platforms that you might post your clip on. And it gives you a quick overlay of their tooltips or their buttons, so you can see how much of your stuff, their stuff would cover up in case you need to make changes before you download. All of the elements on the template are accessible drag and drop too. So if you want to rescale them or you want to move them around, you can do that. That includes the speaker. You could zoom in and out on them if you would like to. You can adjust the overall volume. And down below here, the captions are also accessible for changes. Additionally, you can add extra text elements if you want to put in a sermon title or a series marker. And then when you're ready to complete your file, the download has 2 options. If you are manually pushing your content, meaning you are going to go directly from your computer to the social platform, the high quality ones for you. And then if you were using a social scheduler, some examples might include Hootsuite, Buffer, Later, Vista Social. Some of those services require a slightly smaller size file to build out your content calendar. So that option is in there as well. Both of these files are MP4s. It's just a matter of how much file you need for your particular application. So for shorthand, you can consider them HD and SD. Once you have that file, if you want the exact same clipped moment on a different format so that you can do some A/B testing, or perhaps you want the same clip for an entirely different platform that takes a different layout, you can go ahead and change out your template and we will relaunch that way so that you can also download that same clip and have 2 different files for 2 different platforms without doing the work twice. So for each one of your uploads, you can access a discussion guide. And this can be used to repackage your sermon for small group leaders or for directly after your service. The things that it includes are a title of the sermon, a summary of the sermon, and an introductory prayer based on the content of that sermon. Afterwards, it goes into an icebreaker question for your group, as well as all of the verses used in the sermon itself, and then a setup for your next conversation, or maybe how that content can be applied to each person's life for that week. The transcription is also available, and it is time-stamped for those of you who need that for TV or radio. There's a blog entry available as well that breaks down your sermon into an SEO optimized devotional, and at the bottom of it are some reflective questions. And these differ from the discussion questions in that they are meant to be more of a personalized experience, maybe for a time of journaling or meditation. For those of you who wish to create a podcast for your sermon, you can grab the audio only straight out of Sermon Shots with this download button. And this one might be my favorite, these summaries for the social media. These can be broken up into lots of different ways. For example, the short summary can be posted with the video clips that you're making, whereas the long one might go with the podcast audio. There's also a YouTube description generated, and this comes with searchable hashtags. So when folks are looking on YouTube for content regarding Pentecost or Holy Spirit, your sermon will pop in the search results. There are also social media teasers for those of you who like to plan a bit ahead. And all of these are downloadable. Thank you for taking a look at Sermon Shots. It's been my pleasure to show you around, and I hope to see you on board soon.